The brand new Smith Wesson CSX is one of the latest micro 9mm pistols to hit a crowded market, but it has some unique design features that will help it stand out. It's an all-new hammer-fired pistol with an aluminum frame and 13-round capacity. The CSX is tiny and capable. It makes some key departures from the designs of other Smith & Wesson pistols like the M&P series. Let's find out more. There's an arms race in the current handgun market that's all about fitting copious amounts of ammo into tiny packages. Smith & Wesson already had a relevant contender in the market with their year-old Shield Plus model, but they've taken things a step further with the CSX. On paper, the CSX isn't much smaller than the Shield Plus, but a new frame, magazines, and hammer-fired design make for one of the best size-to-capacity ratios on the market. The CSX is tiny, virtually identical in size to a single-stack Kimber Micro 9 1911 and Springfield Armory's popular Hellcat. Smith & Wesson's website lists the height of the CSX as 4.6 inches, but people have gotten measures just under 4.5 inches from top of sights to bottom of magazine with the 12-round magazine. The CSX is far more than a line extension. It's newly designed from the ground up as a micro carry gun. It sports clean ergonomics, beveled edges, and low-profile controls. It has aggressive but snag-free cocking serrations at the front and rear of the slide, as well as slightly wider cocking tabs at the rear. It includes an ultra-compact 10-round magazine, as well as a slightly longer 12-round magazine. Features: the CSX is among the smallest of the micro 9mm pistols on the market, and some key design features separate it from most other competitors. Most micro 9mm pistols on the market are polymer-framed, striker-fired guns, and for good reason. Polymer-framed guns are simple, durable, and affordable, and most striker-fired pistols are very reliable. Aside from exterior ergonomic and cosmetic differences, many micro 9mm pistols on the market are similar. The CSX doesn't fit that norm. Aluminum frame. The biggest break from the pack of current competitors is that the Smith & Wesson CSX is built on an aluminum frame that features a grip texture panel on the front and interchangeable polymer grip panels on the back. The texture on the panels is fine and abrasive like 36 grit sandpaper. The grip panels give the otherwise smooth aluminum frame a comfortable and secure grip, even with sweaty hands. The pistol comes with a palm swell-type backstrap installed, but you can easily swap it for the included slimmer minimalist backstrap. Both backstraps provided excellent traction for hands, and the pistol is comfortable to hold. Aluminum is a softer metal than steel, but it works well in this pistol. After shooting about 300 rounds, you won't notice any alarming or unusual wear between the stainless steel slide and the slide rails on the aluminum frame. Doubters ought to be reminded that most AR receivers are aluminum, and they're able to withstand years of use and interfacing with moving steel parts. With the CSX, you get a metal gun that is compact and lightweight with an excellent grip. Ambidextrous and versatile. The Smith & Wesson CSX diverts from the most common micro 9mm pistols in another way. It's hammer-fired. Both striker and hammer-fired pistols are reliable, but being a hammer-fired pistol allows the CSX to have a more compact slide and a crisp, short-pull trigger. An external hammer also gives a user the option to carry in a half-cock position if they desire. Upon close inspection, the CSX is more akin to a 1911 than most other micro 9mm pistols. Calling it a 1911 variant would be a stretch, but it shares key similarities with some small 1911s, such as the barrel and takedown pin, long slide rails, ejector, and generally 1911-esque controls. The controls are all low profile but easy to operate. The Smith & Wesson CSX field strips like a micro 1911, with the slide stop lever doubling as the takedown pin. It utilizes a self-contained recoil spring and guide rod, and the barrel and feed ramp are similar to some micro 1911s. The CSX uses a large external extractor like what you'll see on many striker-fired guns, which aids with reliability. Some more. The CSX features slide stop levers on both the left and right side of the pistol, and although the pistol comes with a left side magazine catch button, it can be easily replaced with an included right side button. The CSX comes out of the box with thumb safety levers on both the left and right side. The function and feel of the thumb safety is like a 1911, but smoother to operate because the pivot point for the safety lever is farther back on the beaver tail. It requires less force to operate than shorter levers. If you have relatively large hands, the pad of your thumb will extend well beyond the safety lever. Some thumb safeties are tricky to disengage without breaking grip, but the CSX's safety is easily disengaged with contact on the side of your thumb just by pressing down. Another notable function of the thumb safety is that it is operable regardless of whether the pistol is cocked or not, and having the safety engaged doesn't prevent the slide from moving. You can manipulate the slide to load, unload, or check the chamber with the safety engaged in the on position. You can also engage the safety before cocking the hammer. If you prefer not to use the thumb safety at all, you'll likely find its presence unobtrusive. How the CSX handles on the range. Compact and micro-compact carry guns have made great leaps in their shoot ability in recent years. The first micro carry gun that many bought, it was certainly micro at the time, was a Car CW9. It was a sweet little single-stack 9mm pistol, but boy did it seem flippy and difficult to control. Shooting the CSX is a different story. You may not have a CW9 anymore, but for comparison, you could use the CSX alongside one of your other favorite micro 9mm, such as the Kimber Micro 9 Triari for the sake of argument. The pistols are nearly identical in size, with the grip of the CSX being slightly thicker due to the double-stack magazine. The Kimber is easy to control for its size, and you'll find it to be less snappy than some other pistols such as the Springfield Hellcat. Recoil control. When fired using both the palm swell and minimalist backstrap, you'll find the CSX to be delightfully comfortable to shoot for a pistol of its size. Recoil management is easy, and it feels as if the sights were never flipping up off the target during the recoil cycle. We often refer to the Kimber Micro 9 as flat shooting, meaning it has minimal flip-up from the target at the shot, but the CSX was even better. We attribute the CSX's shootability to a couple of things. First, it's a comfortable grip, and the texture panels certainly help with that. Even with the 10-round magazine, which doesn't leave room for the pinky, you won't have any weakness or movement in your grip on the gun. Second, the gun allows a very high, close-to-bore axis grip. When choked up against the beaver tail on the CSX, the top of your grip is only about 0.8 inches below the center of the bore. On the Kimber, you're almost 1.25 inches below the center of the bore. The felt difference is notable. Practice and good recoil control will make shooting any handgun easier, but we were impressed with how well the Smith Wesson CSX handled out of the box. With less mass, the CSX's slide likely helps with perceived recoil as well. There is recoil, of course, but with a good grip on the gun. Cycling feels more like a micro-compact 380 like the LCP Max than a 9mm. What Smith & Wesson CSX does well? The CSX is a great example of efficient use of space. It manages to pack a great round count into a tiny little package that also happens to be exceptionally easy to control. We'd like to see a little bit more spring tension to return the trigger to its reset. The trigger has a lot going for it, and that little change would help it reach its potential. When loading the 12-round magazine, you have to take care not to pinch the palm of your hand between the magazine and grip. Also, the grip sleeve spacer on the 12-round magazine has a rather loose fit and would likely get lost eventually. Final thoughts. The Smith & Wesson CSX is the most manageable, easiest shooting micro 9mm pistol we've tested. It's a great optimization of a minimalistic carry gun with a lot of rounds packed into a tiny platform. In a highly competitive field, this pistol excels. The MSRP for this gun currently is around the $600 mark. That's all for this video, folks. See you another time.